Hello students, today our topic is a very interesting topic when we are studying the concept of software engineering, and the topic is software crisis, problem and causes. I am Kavita Taneja from the Department of Computer Science and Applications, Punjab University, Chandigarh. So when we talk about software crisis, let us first try and understand the journey of software from development to the problem situation or the crisis. Now, whenever we are trying to develop a software system, we are trying to develop a big software, then the main objective or the goal is to meet the basic commitments. Earlier, we have also talked about the major characteristics of good software. Primarily, we were focusing on cost, that is the budget, money that we have to give for developing software, schedule, that is the time till when we have to provide the software to the client, and the quality. Now, technically, worldwide, many projects failed. One third of the projects for developing software are runaways with cost or schedule. Means they overshoot the budget and they are not delivered on time. Not only this, the overrun is more than 125%. So this is a serious problem that while we are developing the software, we are not able to achieve the quality within the specified budget and within the determined time frame. So what is this term software crisis? Very interesting term, software crisis. Now it is not a new term. Maybe it is more than 5 decades old term. It's an interesting story. NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is an organization, a global organization. So it was doing a software engineering conference in way back 1968 in Germany. So there were some attendees and they wanted to elaborate this, they wanted to highlight that there is a difficulty in writing something useful and quality product within a given time. So they devised this term, they coined this term, software crisis. And it has since then it has become a very, very popular term. So software crisis was due to using same workforce. It has been identified that why such problem comes, that the team is not able to deliver the predetermined quality within the predetermined time frame, within the predetermined budget. Why this is happening? This is happening due to using the same workforce, same method, same tools. Now what is happening earlier? Earlier we are talking, see, you have to go back to 5 decades. We are talking of a computer that is as big as a room, right? And we are talking of hardware which is yet to be developed. Now we have computer which you can easily slip into your pockets. Every mobile or smartphone has all the computing capabilities of a laptop nowadays. So there is this journey when the hardware was very expensive, not so much developed. So writing a code was a big, deal. So it was acceptable. But as everything works in an environment, we all understand this. So as the environment, the hardware component, hardware aspect started evolving and developing, it developed very fast. Exponentially it developed. Even if you go in market and purchase a electronic product, something as some mobile phone, next day you will find a new version. Couple of months you will find a new version with much more quality features. So this is the sign of developing hardware. right? Now, the hardware has developed, but we are still sticking to the same methods and same tools and same methodologies. And there is a rapid increase in the software demand. Not only that, now the client also is asking for more complex functionalities. So the software is trapped in these challenges. It is very well understood that with increase in the complexity of software, because now the client is asking too much. Earlier, if I have to prepare Excel sheet of, let's say, 500 students, I will prefer to sit in my cabin and do it on my desktop. But now if I have to take attendance of 100 students, I will prefer to do it on my mobile with the help of some easy, application of attendance software. So now the complexity of the software has increased tremendously, and due to this, many software problems have arisen in the past, and because the main reason is that the existing methods are not sufficient. So as you can see this diagrammatically also, software has to satisfy what user is asking for. Now this is the irony कह लो, this is the main problem कह लो, this is the software crisis. Because user is not a technical expert every time. User will ask for something, you will devise it. There may be some gap in interpretation, there may be some gap in delivering the requirements, there may be n number of gaps, and ultimately whatever you deliver as a software product to the client is not satisfied. It is not up to the expectation of the client, and then there is this fixed problem which we call software crisis. That is why we need something formalized, we need some standard procedures, we need a scientific approach, whether it is asking requirements, so that there is no scope of such situation as the requirements were not understood properly or the requirements were not delivered properly. We should have a document of everything in a very standard procedure manner, so that in the end the user is satisfied with the delivered software product. Now in diagram you can see this is the development problem, software crisis. So we have highlighted this earlier also. Again we are telling that if we will use same workforce, same methods and same tools, after fast increase in software demand, complexity and challenges, then there arose some problems like software will overshoot the budget, software will not be efficient enough, software quality will be compromised, it would be difficult to manage, and delivering problem will be there. So this condition is known as software crisis. Earlier we have talked about where this term came from. Like we have in 2020 we are facing this corona crisis. So there is some term that has come, social distancing, right? That we have to keep some gap, distance from our fellows so that we are not catching the infection. So this software crisis term was coined approximately more than 50 years back, and software crisis was that few attendees in a conference on software engineering in NATO, organized by NATO in Germany, they realized that yes, it is difficult to deliver what user is asking within the time frame and within the budget frame and with the quality that is expected. So this was the basic cause of software crisis. And in this particular slide, current slide, you have got the definition that this is the condition where we are using the traditional methods and techniques and the expectations are exponentially growing, complexity expected is high, and ultimately whatever product is delivered, it is not up to the mark of the user needs. Now what is the major cause? Again we will come back to the same topic of hardware evolution. The major cause of software crisis is that the machines have become several orders of magnitude more powerful. Now, to put it more bluntly, as long as there were no machines, Programming was no problem. When we had few weak computers, programming became a mild problem. But now we have gigantic computers. So programming has become an equally gigantic problem. This was given by a famous researcher, Dijkstra, and it was quoted in again a very reputed communications of the ACM. This is a cause identified of software crisis. So diagrammatically, let us summarize what we have studied so far. That what are the causes of software crisis? There are two dimensions to it. First is the inherent problem in the development process, which is that we are using the same tools and techniques, we are using the same methodologies, the same workforce we are using. And the second dimension is what is happening in the environment. We have more evolved hardware now, we have more increased complexity of the software now, we have more increasing challenges because user is not satisfied with whatever is delivered, and we have increasing demand of software as well as hardware. So to pen down, this is a popular question, it can come in your examination also, that what are the causes of software crisis? So we have couple of slides in this particular lecture for this causes of software crisis. So first is the cost of owning and maintaining software was as expensive as developing the software. One part is that you have developed the software, right? You have prepared, you have done the coding and everything, and software is developed. Second part of cost, major part goes into maintaining that particular software if later on. So at that time, projects was running overtime. Whatever schedule you will decide that okay, this software we will launch next version in 2 years. It will not be possible to launch it in 3 years even. So this is something that is called overtime. Also at that time software was very inefficient because by the time we develop the software is not something that you can develop in a couple of months. Software is a huge large software product. So if we are developing it, let's say for 2 years, then by the time it will come in market, the demands will rise. So it will be proved inefficient. The quality of software is compromised. Software often do not meet the requirements of the customer. Because customer, whatever customer is telling, whatever is analyzed out of that requirement set need to be formalized. It cannot be non-standard. If it is non-standard, then definitely in the end user will not be satisfied. They will not come at a common understanding of what was told and what is built. So again, the project overshoots. At that time, software was never delivered. We would say it is never delivered. Now, what was the reason, if we think that what was the major reason for project runaways or overshooting the budget in the time? It was the unclear objectives to begin with, and there was bad planning. There was no standard project management methodology, and this was missed a new technology, or maybe the staff was not sufficient what was required for developing the software. Now all of these things relate to project management, how to manage your software project of developing a software, and it lead to software crisis. Effective management of this project, it should be taken as a project. Software development is such a massive activity, it should be taken as a project. So effective project management is key to avoid the condition of software crisis. So first is something that we have to do in a planning phase. A planning phase first of all is required to begin with. Right? Whatever software you want to develop, first of all there should be a phase in which you are making a planning, and there are two major things. एक बड़ी पुरानी quotation भी है, time is money. So cost and time, these are two very main elements which we have to take care as a software developer team, so that our software do not fall into the software crisis situation. So step 1 is the effort estimation. What is the effort? And main focus is on the cost and the budget and the time duration. For a project, total cost and duration has to be committed in the start. So it cannot be rough estimate. It cannot be like that. It has to be very formalized. It has to be based on some mathematical, proper elaborate planning. And we have mathematical models. Later on, we'll come to this in software engineering, that how to estimate cost. It requires effort estimation, often in terms of person months, means how many person we need to work for how many months. Effort estimate is key to planning. Planning what? Planning schedule, cost, resources. Okay. Now, software crisis is the end product of improper estimation. Now, let us take up what is this estimation. First of all, let's go to the cost element. Now, how do I know? Now, there is no easy way to estimate the cost in the beginning of software development. There are no silver bullets. Estimation accuracy can be improved only. It is not that I will say 10 lakh and it will be 10 lakh. No, it is not possible, and it is not that easy, and it is never that accurate also practically. But yes, we can improve that accuracy with more information. More information will lead to better result. This is the philosophy of any computer science student. Everything boils down to the same thing, same philosophy. More information, more better result, more accuracy, or better results. And not only that, more information. There is one more element. It is the early estimate. So you have early estimate, you have space for planning. But if you make it before even starting anything, you quote a figure, then it's a complete disaster. You need to take requirements from the user, you need to analyze it, and then in a cohesive manner, holistic manner, you have to give the estimate. So if I'm starting XYZ project of developing a software and I quote, okay, 5 lakh. It has no background. It can never be accurate. So too early estimates, they are more likely to be inaccurate than later on, because more uncertainties in the start. By the time you will have some formalized requirement analysis, you will be in a better position to give a accurate estimate. And of course, as we move from one phase to another phase during the software development, we can have more information, and that will be, estimation will be more easy. Now the project schedule. Now comes the time element. So we have project schedule at two levels. First is the overall schedule, and then we have the detailed schedule. Now this is again a very important slide. Overall schedule comprises of major milestones and final dates, like release 1, release 2. These are the major milestones. What is the final date of delivering the software? Detailed schedule will have small assignment of lowest level tasks to resources. For example, we have a timetable. That is a detailed schedule. Every hour which subject you will be taught, right? Which room, which teacher. That is a detailed schedule. But what is the overall schedule? By the end of this semester, you have your exam. By the end of the month, you have your periodical. So these are the major milestones. And then there is a final date when the degree will be awarded. So just try and relate schedule stuff with your. Now, how planned and formalized you can make a schedule, the better would be the effort estimation. Now we have listed various causes. Primarily, what are the causes of software crisis? Try and summarize. They are there are two dimensions. Just try and remember the diagram. That in software crisis we have two dimensions. The first is that we are using the same workforce, methodologies, tools, and on the other hand there is increased complexity, right? And we have increased challenges. Okay, and everything is evolving. The expectation of users and the hardware, everything is evolving, so we need to upgrade the software development process as well. So now let us focus on the rest of the slide. We'll be focusing on that what are the solution. What is the solution? We cannot expect a software to go into crisis state. We need to have a solution for this particular problem, that we are not able to deliver efficient quality software within the time estimated and within the budget estimated. What is the solution? Solution is software engineering. So if you are, let us take a very simple real life example. I say I am not finding time to do my work. I am not able to complete my assignment on time. What do I need? You are undergraduate or postgraduate students. Very easily you can tell that you have to make a systematic timetable. Everybody is having 24 hours. One person is very successful, other person is not so successful. So what do we need? First of all, we need a systematic, disciplined and quantifiable approach. Quanti मतलब किसी चीज को quantity में डाल सकते हैं हम. 1 घंटा you have to do this, for half an hour you have to do this, and in this particular order you have to perform these activities. Definitely you will be through. So what is this? So simple life example I've shared. It would be now more easy for you to relate to the definition of software. If you are, just even you are sleeping and somebody asks you what is software engineering, after attending this, after listening to this slide, you should be in a position to tell 3 keywords. First is systematic, second is disciplined, third is quantifiable. That approach toward developing a software is called software engineering. As simple as that. And the beauty is that this is the solution of software crisis. And of course, there are some guidelines for preventing the software crisis. First is, see, you can never be compromising with the quality, right? So first is that you have to reduce the software over budget. Whatever you tell, software will over budget eventually. It will be over time also. You cannot be very accurate in time and cost estimates. We are just making estimates. That is why they are called estimates. But point is that we have to make reduction in software over budget, and we need less time for software project. Quality need to be high. And experienced working team members should be incorporated. What is the quality of the staff we are using? That is also an important element. We cannot miss that. So here we are talking about achieving software quality, 6 attributes. See, we want to fulfill user expectation. Okay. And now if we want to summarize what is the user expectation of a software. If I am a person who is selling video games, for example, I am an entrepreneur, I am providing video games, okay, online B and otherwise CDs also. So I would hire a team of software engineers who could develop video games, right? So now suppose I have a target audience. First of all I want whatever I want the game to do, that is the functionality of that particular software. Whatever team I have hired, they should be able to provide all the functionalities within that particular software, right? Second important attribute is reliability. Reliability of anything is that it should work. For example, I have a torch. Sometimes it works, sometimes it do not work. So this is not a reliable device. Reliability is that under all circumstances it should work properly. Usability, of course I have a target audience, people will use it. There should be a demand of that particular stuff. It should work efficiently. अगर आपने प्रैक्टिकली खेल के देखी है गेम, वो हैंग हो रही है बीच में बार बार, सपोर्ट नहीं कर रही है आपकी मशीन उसको, मेमोरी प्रॉपर नहीं इंटरफेस हो पा रही, so you would say it is not an efficient software. It is good, functionality wise it is good, it is reliable, okay, it is usable, but it is not efficient, right? I have 2 GB memory and it is not working well within that memory. It is enough memory, but still it is not working properly. We'll say it is not efficient. Then there is a point of maintainability. Now, very often you might find with popular applications, you might find that automatically update will come and a dialog box will appear where it will ask the user that your software need an upgrade and we are going to upgrade. So this is called that once the software is delivered, after that if there is any bug in the software comes later on, or if there is an upgradation required, it will be automatically provided. This is my requirement as a user. Last is portability. Suppose I am playing game on desktop and then I want to play it on my tablet. Other day I am not feeling very convenient using these devices. I want to play on my mobile. So device, it should be portable. Not only the hardware but the software platforms also. So this is one expectation on the basis of which the quality of the software is measured. So basically, this is the possible solution. If the software is having all these parameters, it will never fall in the software crisis situation if a proper software engineering approach is used while developing the software. So with this, we come to the end of this particular slide, and as we always do, we will provide a question bank to you about what are the important questions that can come, or what are the points to ponder on this particular topic. If you want to become a successful software engineer, then you should be very careful about preparing an estimate or planning part, I would say. And 3 keywords which are the theme of this particular lecture: one is the systematic and disciplined, and it has to be a scientific approach toward development of the software. It has to be loaded with standard methodologies and procedures, and in other words, I am just giving you the definition of software engineering. Okay, so whatever 2 dimensions we have talked about, the cause of software crisis, it was that we are using the same methodology and workforce. On the contrary, the demand is increasing, the complexity is increasing, the environment has evolved. So we need to develop software which is having the quality attributes. 6 major quality attributes we have discussed today. Sometimes the software is good in efficiency, it is maintainable, usable, but it is not portable. Or maybe it is not reliable. Or maybe the functionality that we have provided, user might find that no, I have asked for 10 functions, you are providing 8 functions. So to fill this gap, we need to have a systematic approach for all the activities that are involved in the software development. See, if we are not using that disciplined systematic approach, then definitely we are going to fall into this software crisis situation where you may be running overtime or you may be running over budget, and mostly the problem is with compromising the quality of the software as well. So from simple step of taking requirements from the user to providing training once the software is developed, after deploying the software, providing training to the users, everything should be following some standard methodology and well documented systematic approach should be followed, which is nothing else but software engineering, a proper software project management headed by a perfect planning is the solution to the problem of software crisis. With this, we come to the end of the lecture. So I hope students you find this particular topic interesting, because this is the basic motivation that a software engineering student should have, that why we are studying this particular topic, because we want to produce product which is never ever going to fall into software crisis situation, right? Because we are going to follow systematic and scientific approach, disciplined approach toward software development. With this, thank you students and happy studying.